Hi guys, welcome back to another video. For today's video, I'm actually doing Emily and Gemma'S makeup routine. If you don't know who she is a fashion and beauty blogger and also like a huge Instagrammer. I love her so much. I'll put a picture of her Instagram here, and also everything will be linked down below, her blog, her Instagram, and all the products I use. I kind of feel like this looks exactly how I normally do my makeup, but it's kind of better. I just love it so much. Some of these products I already had, some I had used in the past, and some were new to me. So if you'd like to see how I got this look, then please keep watching. Okay guys, I'm super excited about this. My hair is like a little whatever today, so please excuse it. I'm wearing this cute little leppy blouse, or maybe it's like Dalmatian. I'm not sure what it is, but it's like animal print. And I thought it was like something Emily would wear. It's from Nordstrom. She shops at Nordstrom a lot like me. She loves leppy like me, animal print. So for foundation, I actually have never ever tried this before. She uses the BECCA Ultimate Coverage 24-Hour Foundation, and this is the shade Khaki. She also uses the same color. I'm super excited to try this because it's supposed to be full coverage. She uses hers with a stiff Sigma brush, and I believe blends it with a beauty blender after, but I'm going to use my Smashbox brush today. I don't want this video to turn into like, you know, like a hype train of like 80 million reasons of why I love Emily, but it's like kind of hard not to explain as I'm explaining this, but I'm just gonna try to keep it strictly makeup, and you can go check her out if you don't already know who it is. But she is everything goals, like truly. I love this. It looks really matte but so full coverage. I'm obsessed so far. I don't know what's been wrong with my skin lately. It just hasn't been acting right. It's like it never listens to me no matter how much money I spend on it, so that's great. I'm really loving this so far. I know I mentioned this before, but if you guys don't know, the camera, like, it kind of like blows you out a lot because of all the lights. It is a lot darker than it looks in person, so you do want to go to Sephora and get color matched for it. Also, if you guys didn't already notice, I ripped off all my lash extensions. New thing, you know. I always do that like every couple of months. For some reason, the last couple of times I got them done, they just were not staying on me. I don't know what it was, but like after a week, they'd all fall out, and like it's expensive. I pay like $120 with tip for a fill, and I typically was going every 3 weeks, but then I started going every 2 weeks because they were falling out, and even after a week they were falling out. And then I got like an infection on this eye, and this eye was completely gone, so I had like one strip lash. This eye had lash extensions. Like it was a mess, so I like ripped them all off. I'm taking a little break. You know, I hate doing strip lashes because I'm allergic to the glue, but that's fine. Okay, for her next step, she does the Charlotte Tilbury Under Eye Corrector. I used this in a previous video. I used it in the shade 1. I got the shade 2 because I wanted to see, it's a little deeper peach, and I wanted to see if it worked better for me. So you just use your finger for this. It is a cream. I really liked how this looked when I used it in a previous video. I felt like it did help with canceling out the under eye circles. I'm like super dark under my eyes. I don't know why. I just always am, no matter how much sleep I get. But when I don't sleep, it's worse. I don't know if you can tell a difference. I definitely can. I think it looks good. It also blends really nice. When I used this before, it blended in nice with the concealer I put on top of it. And you don't need a lot, just put it on and then you just tap it with your finger before your concealer. So next, she uses the same concealer as me. You guys already know I use this in every video. This is my Too Faced concealer, and I use the shade Light Beige. She uses Porcelain. She does like a really bright under eye from what I can tell, but I kind of like mine like maybe one shade lighter, but I think once you have everything on your face, everything is balanced, like with your bronzers and your blush. You just don't want it to be like too light, and then when you take photos especially, it will look brighter. So I'm just gonna tap this over our corrector. I need all the help I can get today. I'm so tired. I don't know if my energy is low, so I hope that you guys can't tell, but so I'm going to use my Fenty sponge under the eyes. If you guys haven't tried this already, I rave about this in every single video. It is flat on one side and then flat on the top, and then the little egg here and an egg on the bottom. So you can use this for so many different things. Like you can do your contour with the bottom, your concealer with this flat part. You can sculpt with this under the cheeks to clean up. I just absolutely love this sponge so much. It's like $16 and it's so worth it. I always blend my under eye concealer with this, and it just feels so soft and like so bouncy. And I always tell you, it never leaves a hard edge where you're blending it. It just does all the work for you. See, it was just like a few pounces and boom, it's blended. I just love it. So far, I think it looks amazing. I, of course, already love this concealer I use every day. And the foundation I'm really loving. It looks super full coverage, but not too heavy on my face. And I like that it's matte, but not too matte. So for her contour stick, she uses the Nude Sticks one. I personally don't have that one. I tried it before and it's amazing, but I'm going to just use my Fenty Truffle Stick. It's comparable. This one's more of a neutral tone than the Nude Sticks one. That one's kind of like a little more warm, which I do love, but this kind of gives you the same effect. So we're just going to use this contour here. A little on the nose. I just put some on my temples because I don't need my forehead to be smaller or else it would look really weird because it's already like proportionate to my face. Just do some here on the chinny and here on the lip. I like doing this because then it gives you like your little contour above and below, and then it's going to blend out anyways. So I'm taking my beauty blender and we're going to just blend this all out. For the cheeks, I like to like press in and go up with the sponge. I don't want to drag this down because then your cheekbone won't look as high, and the whole point of contouring is like chisel your face and make your cheekbones look really high. I have really high cheekbones, as you can see, but I need to lose some weight, so they're kind of like hidden deep under there, you know? That's fine. That's why we have contour sticks. Then down here, try to get rid of this little mini double chin. Okay, now we have our contour all blended out. And I showed you guys this on my channel before. This is actually the Charlotte Tilbury setting powder. It's called the Magic Powder for the under eyes and face. And she uses a shade 1 because she uses it for her under eyes. I've tried this before on my face and my under eyes, and I told you guys I don't really care for the scent, but it looked really pretty. So we're going to try this for our under eyes. And on her blog, she shows that she uses this for the face as well. But if you follow her on Instagram, obsessed much? I sound like a stalker. I just like following her, whatever. You guys know you all have that one person. So if you follow her on Instagram, you know she loves this new Urban Decay foundation powder. So I got the shade 50YW. It's called Stay Naked The Fix. Up to 16-hour wear foundation with charcoal infused sponge. And I know she said that this was like super soft, super silky. Here's the charcoal sponge. So we're going to use this to set our face. But first we're going to use this Charlotte Tilbury to set our under eyes. So I'm going to try something a little new today to set my under eyes. I'm actually going to use this Jaclyn Hill brush. This is from her own cosmetics line, not Morphe. And it's a brush J01. So I'm going to put the Charlotte Tilbury powder in my cap. And this is just kind of like small and fluffy. So I'm going to just take some of the powder on the brush, tap off the excess, and then set under my eyes. This is good if you have more of a dry under eye. It's not going to be so powdery. It's just going to set what you're putting on there. You can also bake with this powder, which I've showed you before. Okay, now let's set our face with the Urban Decay foundation powder. I think she uses a sponge to do her foundation powder. I'm not quite sure. I can't remember because I know I watched her on her stories. But I'm going to use my damp beauty blender, and I'm going to just set my face with this. So you just roll it in your powder. Make sure your beauty blenders are not too damp when you guys are using them with powder, or else it's going to be just an awful mess. Just in general, when you use your beauty blender and you wring it out, keep wringing it out over and over and over. And I also have like a throwaway washcloth that I like using just for my beauty blenders. And I'll wrap it in there and kind of like squeeze it out because this would just be like chalky and cakey. So I'm just going to press this in all over. It does give amazing coverage, and it seems to kind of like hide my texture through here. I miss using a foundation powder like over a liquid foundation. I used to do that all the time when I had bad skin, but then like I kind of felt like, oh, maybe I'm doing too much, but I think just my application could have been wrong because it does give you like the most flawless effect when you do the foundation plus foundation powder. So let me show you the difference. I put the foundation powder on this side. This side doesn't have any yet. I don't know if you can tell, but in person I can definitely tell. I really like this. It's like a super soft texture, and this color is really good too. So if you're close to me, I don't know if you guys can see on camera because I look lighter on camera, but if you're close to Khaki in the BECCA foundation, then get the shade 50WY. Or if you guys are having trouble finding your shade, just go to Sephora and ask them to help you. This actually looks so flawless. I'm like so excited. Also, if you guys didn't know, if you are a freelance makeup artist or you work in makeup, Urban Decay has a pro program, so you can apply to get your pro discount with them as well. That's what I've done for years. So if you want to run through those foundation powders like me, go ahead. I think this looks so good, but personally, I miss doing the foundation powder in the light color under my eyes. So as you guys know, if you don't and you're new here, I use the Studio Fix MAC foundation powder to set my under eyes, and for my skin tone with blue eyes and kind of like a medium tone, I use the shade N4 because it has a pink tone to it, so it will brighten and bring out the blueness in my eyes. So today I'm going to use my same beauty blender. I'm just going to flip it over, and I'm going to use this. Here is the color. And we're just going to set our under eyes with this. Just going to brighten it up a little bit. And then bring it up to the sides of your nose right here. It'll give you a natural contour. And then a trick is turn it around where you set your foundation and just marry the two together by tapping this. You don't want any lines on your face. Using a beauty blender just really presses everything in. Everything is like sunk into the skin. Nothing's sitting on the surface. And you just look really airbrushed and blended. Maybe look a little bright, but we're gonna bronze up now. So Emily uses the Laura Mercier Baked Bronzer as one of her bronzers. This is the Matte Radiance Baked Powder in Bronze 02. This is very similar to my MAC Give Me Sun. It is like a baked dome. You guys know I use that like every day. I'm sure you're so tired of it, so we have a new bronzer on deck. I've used this one in the past. I really liked it. It's just kind of like a nice airbrush powder. So we're going to use our Jaclyn Hill and Morphe bronzing brush. And I'm just going to go in an upward motion to try to contour my cheeks and add a little warmth to my face. So in this bronzer, I got the shade 02, so it's a little bit more of a natural bronzer. My Give Me Sun adds a ton of color, so I really like this. If you just want like a really natural sun-kissed glow where you can't tell you're wearing anything, I think it's really beautiful. So to add some contour, I'm going to use my Cheekleaders palette in the shade Hula. Emily also uses this palette. We both learned about it from Jaclyn Hill. I say we like she's my friend. Okay, great. I'm going to use the shade Hula with my Smashbox slanted brush and just give me a little extra contour here on the back and also for my nose. We are going to use the shade Cookie as our highlighter, and she also uses that one. So first I just get a little Hula on this, and then I just put it here in the back and then let the brush do the work for you. I just like to give this a little chisel in the back. The bronzer just warms up the face, but this you can contour with. For my nose, I'm going to use my little Morphe brush. This is the Morphe E62. And I'm taking the shade Hula, and I'm just going down the sides of my nose. Then take your beauty blender and just tap that out with the powder you set your under eyes with. That way everything is super blended and you don't see any lines on the sides of your nose. I think this looks so good so far. I'm like, some of these products I already use or I've used before, but I don't know, something about like the combination of all this, it just looks really flawless. So we're going to use the shade Cookie as our first highlighter. Yes, first, because there's two. Here is the shade. It's by Benefit. She uses MAC Fix Plus on her brush first before she goes into the shade Cookie. So I'm going to just spray a little bit. I personally don't like a ton of highlight. So I'm tapping off a little of the Fix Plus, and then I'm going to go in the shade Cookie. And I'm going to just focus that right here. I'm going to go in like a circular motion so it's blending. Do a little here above the brow. This is so pretty. You guys already know I use Cookie in every video. And if I'm not using it on my cheeks, I use it in my inner corner of my eyes. This is my favorite inner corner highlighting brush. This is the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill brush JH40. And it just is the perfect size to get in there and just swirl it. I did do it before I put my makeup on my eyes because then it just blends in with everything. It's just so cohesive. Doing a little under the brow. I'm going to do a little bit on my nose. I do a little on the tip. And then a little here. Then you want to just blend this with your finger. Then she uses the Jaclyn Hill highlighter in the shade Bomb. I already had this one. I love it so much. This is like a really intense highlight, so be careful. I'm going to do the smallest tap and then tap it off in the cap. This is going to be like a nice gold highlight, but super blinding. I've showed you guys this before, but I always say, oh, I don't like highlight. And then I put this on and I look psycho with all these gold lines down my face. But we blend it out, so it's okay. So I like to do my highlight first and then my blush because then the highlight looks like it's coming from within and it's not just like a little stripe sitting on top of your face. If you do want to do your highlight last as a pop, take your beauty blender and just pounce over it a little bit to make sure it blends in with everything. So for our next step for blush, I've actually never tried anything from Jouer before. I don't know how or why because I really love them. This is from Sephora and this is the Rose Gold Blush Duo. It has a shade called Marigold and Rose Petal. As you can see, this is more of like a corally gold, And this one's more of a light pink with gold. So I'm going to try the darker one. I like taking my flat MAC Cosmetics blush brush. Ooh, this is pretty because it has a little bit of a highlight in it too. Yes, so cute. The blushes are really powdery when you dip your brush into it, but it doesn't fall out or look weird on the face. This is such a good color, guys. I love finding new blushes and bronzers because I use the same ones all the time. Like, I kind of want to switch it up. This looks so good. Yes. Should we try a pop of the light one on the apples? Let's just try it because it's here. Like, why not? That's cute. Went a little overboard, you know, that's fine. I feel like my face looks really good, but at the same time, like, do I look like I always look? I don't know. I feel like it looks so good. So lastly, to finish up the face portion, she uses the Morphe setting spray like me. So let's get all this hair out of the way. You guys already know I love the mister on this. It's just so good. I love the smell too. So just soak yourself, you know. She also uses a little portable fan on Amazon. I need to get one of those. It's like a little pink one to dry your setting spray. I do have a lash fan, but it's not the same. Like, I need the big fan, so we're just gonna let this air dry. Okay, so for brows, you guys already know I use the Anastasia Brow Definer in Soft Brown. I ran out of it, and I don't know why I haven't went and got one. It's been out for like 4 weeks. I don't know what my problem is, but she uses the Anastasia Brow Powder in Soft Brown, and I just use the pencil in Soft Brown. But for today, I'm going to use the powder from my Lorac Pro palette. And you guys already know I like mixing taupe with espresso and a little bit of sable. Pretty much just like soft brown from the Anastasia collection. So this will be comparable to what she uses on her brows. I just take a MAC Slanted brush to do my brows, and this is the MAC 263. This is my favorite brow brush. If you guys didn't know, it's by e.l.f. This is my second one. The other one lasted me so many years, but it just looks so dingy. And I told my husband, like, oh, hey, I think it's like $1.99. I was like, yeah, I finally got this. I'm going to throw this other one away. He was like, why did you wait like 5 years if that was only $1.99 to replace it? Like, it was really bad. But you can get this at Target or Ulta, I believe. It's just the best. I don't know why. Like, you can move this to whatever angle you want. But it's just the best brow brush. I don't know. I just love it so much. So I like brushing mine up before I fill them in. And then I fill them in and I brush them through after to blend the product, and then we'll set with brow gel. I don't believe she sets with brow gel. She didn't list it on her blog, but I'm going to use my Benefit one like I always do. I think powders make it super quick to fill in your brows, but if you're someone who has a little bit more of a sparse brow, you will want to use, you know, like a pencil or a brow pomade to fill in the gaps. The powders are going to give you a natural brow unless you fill them in super heavy with it. I personally have a thicker brow, so I'm not going to use as much powder. I like to just define the shape around the edges and then fill in these little gaps where you can see my skin. I did also recently tint my eyebrows, so they're like a little darker. If you guys haven't tinted your eyebrows, you need to, because you will have such a better shape. You won't want to fill them in as much, and it will take you less time to do your brows. So what brow tinting is, it's like dyeing your hair, but it will grab all the little light colored ones or thinner hairs, and it will just make your brows look super thick. So if you're someone that struggles with like not enough brow hair, you can do that. And also, if you don't have a lot of brow hair and you want it to grow back, you can use Rogaine for Men. Just go to the drugstore, or I believe maybe Amazon has it, and you put it on a mascara spoolie, and you just comb it through your brows every night, and then boom, your brows will grow back. So I'm just combing through these to blend. You can see how natural this looks. Then I'm going to set it with my Benefit brow gel to show you guys. Leave me a comment down below if you'd want to see a video on brow lamination. I was thinking of getting it done just to do a review to show you guys. Someone with sparser brow hairs do benefit more from it, but I don't care. Like, I love trying anything new beauty-wise, so if you guys want to see it, let me know. I'll probably film it anyways, but let me know if you guys would actually watch that. I'm going to do my other brow, and then I'll be right back. Okay, our brows are done. They're kind of like bold, but still like bushy and natural. I really love a bold brow, especially with light hair. I don't know. I just like it. Some people hate it, say it's unnatural, but you do you, and I'll do me. Okay? Thank you so much. Okay, so for her eyes, I'm super excited to try this new little trick. It's not really a trick, but like I like her combo. So she takes the Naked Reloaded palette, and I did not know that this was so beautiful and like cushiony, and it's just amazing. So she takes, like, look at these. Like, how did I not know about this Urban Decay? Like, I mean, I've seen it, but I was like, oh, it's the same colors I already have. No, it's not the same. I don't know. It's just amazing. So, I believe she takes just like the brown tones in here, like bucked and maybe endgame, and then she just does them in her crease, and then she uses a little cream shadow. So, I'm just going to take my MAC fluffy brush. This is the MAC 224. Everyone has a brush like this, so any brush that you have that blends, use that. I'm going to dip it in bucked first, which is the just matte brown. And she just does her crease with this. This is so cute. It's just like a brown, but you know, it's always good to have a good brown. So I like to do like the windshield wiper motion in my crease, but I also like to go in circles. It just makes everything look super flawless. This is a lot darker than I thought it would be. In the pan, it looks a little light. This is a good little crease definer. So let's do the other side. So I'm going to put a little bit of Endgame, which is like the darker one. It's almost like a charcoal, but has a brown tone to it. So I'm just going to do a little bit of that just to define it even more. We are going to put creams on top of this. So I like to lay the color down first, and then I go back and blend it when it's where I want it to be. So I'm going to take my little MAC brush, and I'm just going to stick this in and go back and forth to blend this. So this is our two browns mixed together in the crease. And then she takes, I believe the order is, she first takes this Too Faced Crystal Whips Shimmering Eyeshadow Veil. This is the shade Totally Whipped. I've actually never tried these from Too Faced, so I'm super excited to like be trying new things. And this is just like a really pretty, like champagne-y with gold sparkle cream eyeshadow, and then she puts it in Natasha Denona one on top of it. I believe I used these in my wedding makeup video. She uses the shade Bronze, but I use the shade Metal Bronze because they were out of bronze. This is the Chroma Crystal top coat. So I believe that she uses the Too Faced one first, puts it on the lid, and then puts this Natasha Denona over it. So that's what we're gonna try. This is like a little lip gloss wand. Ooh, this is pretty. So I'm just going to put a little bit here, and then I'm going to blend with my finger. I love this. It's like a pinky champagne. It blends really nice too. It's not chunky like other creams can be. And you can always start with a little amount and then like build it up, but you don't want it to be too much where it's not going to dry on your lid. I'm going to put a little more. This is so much easier to do without lash extensions. You know, lash extensions, it gets like stuck on it. I know I'm going to miss my lash extensions in about one day. But right now it's easier for me to do this. This is really pretty. So let's do the other eye. You can really build this up to be intense or do it super natural. It's just a preference thing. I am going to layer the other one on top, so it's going to be a lot more glittery. But it's up to you. You could just wear this one alone. So while we let that dry, I'm going to take the same crease shades and just do it on my lower lash line. I'm not sure if she wears color on her lower lash line. I know she wears a kohl eye pencil, but I'm just going to put a little bit just to like bring them both together. I like using just like a fluffy blending brush. This is just a shade Bucked. It's the first one we use in our crease. Just kind of like a bronzer tone. Okay, now let's do the Natasha Denona top coat. We're going to just take our finger and just tap it in. It's like a cream powder. These are really nice. I used 2 of them in my other video. This is more of like a bronzy tone. This is going to be darker than the one we just put down. You could put this one down first and put the Too Faced on top so that you kind of get that pop. So I might go back in and add that. But this is just absolutely beautiful. This is just like, what? This eye. This might be my favorite part. I mean, everything is my favorite. This video is like amazing at this point because she knows what she's doing. Her makeup routine is on point. Wow, this is incredible. So this is the Metal Bronze shade. She uses the bronze shade, and I thought I had the bronze shade from when I did my wedding tutorial, but maybe it was a different shade or maybe I lost it. I'm not sure. They have these in every color, so you can use these little top coats over any eyeshadow you want. They have like more champagne colors, lighter colors. I believe they have like a metal darker color, but like, this is amazing. I was gonna put the Too Faced one over it, but I think I'm gonna leave it like this. I was thinking the Too Faced one could go like just in the center to kind of like make the eye look bigger, but I'm liking this bronzy dark tones. I'm gonna go back in with the shade Cookie and just make sure my inner corner is still highlighted nicely. Like I didn't cover it or anything. I mean, this is like incredible. As a makeup artist, I approve of her makeup routine, okay? It's incredible. She's so cute because she's always like, oh, I don't know. She always like alludes that she can't do makeup, but trust me, she picks the best makeup. Her makeup always looks flawless, so she's great. For eyeliner, she uses a kohl, and she also uses the Charlotte Tilbury Feline Flick like I do. So I'm going to use this on the top, and then I'll use an eye kohl in the bottom. So eye kohl just means a really soft eyeliner. They tend to be like a little creamier, so you can blend them out. I have a chunky Nude Sticks liner. This is the black one. It's called Night. It is technically like an eye color, but this is my favorite to do in the waterline. So first, let's do the Feline Flick as our liner. I think she does like a natural wing a lot of the time, but I think I'm just going to do like a natural line. I don't know if I want to do a wing. So I'm going to use the Nude Sticks liner. I'm going to tightline underneath my lash line up here because I did rip out a lot of my eyelashes, so I need to look more full. And then I'm going to put this in the bottom as well. So I'm going to take my little chunky pencil brush, and with this bottom liner, I'm just going to blend it on the outer corners. Okay, so for mascara, I showed this one on my channel before. She uses the Charlotte Tilbury, I believe it's called Legendary Lashes, Volume 2. Don't judge the mascara because I ripped out all my eyelashes, so there's nothing left. So it's a great mascara. It's actually one of my favorite mascaras, but you can't tell on my little brittle lashes right now, so it's fine. This one I love because it gives so much length and volume at the same time, but it also separates. The wand is incredible. It's like a really different looking wand. I'm going to do the bottom lashes with this as well. See, even with like no lashes, this is how good it looks. So I definitely need a strip lash since I tore all my eyelashes out. So I'm going to actually let this dry so we can put our lashes on. So let's do our lips in the meantime. So for her lip liner, she uses the Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude. I've showed this so many times on my channel. You guys already know it's just like the perfect color lip pencil. It's super creamy, it goes on easy, and it's like the perfect nude. It's barely darker than my own lip color. And for the lipstick, she uses the Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in Kim KW, but I'm actually going to just use the shade Nude Cape. This is like a little more peachy than the Kim one. I just like going around the edges after the nude lipstick's on to make sure like the lip line doesn't get lost. Then for the gloss, I'm actually going to use the KKW one called Proud of You from the KKW Mario collection. She uses a Tom Ford one that's pretty much the same color. It's like a light brown. This is like such a pretty nude lip. I love this combination. So now let me just throw my strip lashes on and I'll be right back. Okay, this is our completed look. I hope that you guys loved how those turned out. The lashes will also be linked down below. These are the House of Lashes Iconic Lights. I really, really love how this makeup look turned out. I, of course, love Emily Gemma'S. She's just like the best. I love all of her fashion pics, all of her beauty pics. I told you she's just like everything goals. So everything will be linked down below. Also her Instagram, her blog will be linked down below. She's also the one actually that I got my melasma skincare routine from. So that just takes away melasma instantly. If you want to check that out, I'll also link that down below. I hope that she sees this video because I always talk about her on my YouTube channel and I love her so much. So until next time, thank you guys so much for watching.